Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about Indian politics. We'll start Indian politics. So, in this book, we have to study about the politics after independence. Okay, politics since independence, because the name of the book is Politics in India Since Independence. So, we'll discuss about everything, whatever. Democracy, whatever political parties, how was our democracy, what was our foreign policy, relation of India with different other countries. So we will discuss everything in this book. Okay, so our first chapter is challenge of nation building. So when the government, when the constituent drafting committee has decided to get independence, and when they were drafting the constitution, they have to mention every minute details, right? This drafting of constitution we have already discussed in class 11. So everything has been discussed, everything has been debated in when they were drafting the constitution. So India got independence on 15th August 1947. There is one famous speech that has been given by Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, in the midnight of 14th and 15th August. That means midnight of 14th and 15th means 12 o'clock. Okay, so Jawaharlal Nehru gave that speech on the day of independence, 14th and 15th of midnight 1947, and that speech is called as Tryst with Destiny. This is the most important question. Okay, Tryst with Destiny, you have to remember this. This is important for board also. So they were when Jawaharlal Nehru was giving this speech, he was saying in that speech, there were what will we do after independence? The nation should have to be built. So that was the challenge before India, because after getting independence, immediately after getting independence, it's difficult to build a nation. So there were many challenges, and we will discuss that in detail, okay, in this chapter only. First, so India's politics has been started from Nehru's speech on the midnight of 14th and 15th August 1947, which came to be known as Tryst with Destiny. So after independence, he said that we shall run our country through democratic government. So that has been decided. Before independence, it was decided that there in India there will be democratic government, and all of us know that the freedom struggle was not an easy task, right? We have heard a lot, we have read a lot about, and we have even seen some of the movies where the freedom struggle has been shown. So we have that idea that freedom struggle was not easy for our freedom fighters, for our heroes of the nation, as well as for the common people who were there, who witnessed freedom struggle during independence. So we can say that it was not an easy task. So after getting independence, after so much of hard work and so much of killings and everything, so after getting independence, the result of that hard work, when we get as independence, the government or the member of the drafting committee, they have to decide that the independence should be worth, and there should be well-being of all. So there is only one form of government which will define the well-being of common people and the development of common people, and that form of government is democratic government. So all this has been decided earlier. Okay, now after independence, India got independence in 15 August 1947. Now there were many challenges in India, in front of India. So there were mainly three challenges. Okay, there are three challenges, and this three challenge is important one. Please try to remember. Okay, and so the three challenges. What were the three challenges? Was actually everything has been decided by the drafting committee, because before independence the drafting committee were the member of the drafting committee were discussing and debating about our constitution, and we know that no one is above our constitution. So everything has been written in our constitution according to that. So there were three challenges which has to be fulfilled. So the first challenge was to shape a nation. India as a whole, we have to give India a nation status. We have to shape our country as a nation. But the problem is that India is a very vast country and the population is very huge. Plus, there were diversity of religion, culture, right? You will find in every state a different culture, different tradition, different language. So there is a diversity of religion, culture and everything. So it's very difficult to unite all those people from different language, culture and tradition and everything in one single nation. So that was one of the most important challenge for the government, right, to unite the diversity of our society. If we did not unite as one people, then there shouldn't be one nation. So that was the first challenge, to shape a nation with the diversity of people and culture and all, in order to unite them as one. That was the one of the three challenges. Second challenge was establish democracy. So in order to run a government, there should be certain form, right? We have there are so many forms of government. One is a parliamentary form of government, presidential form of government, monarchical government, dictatorship, right? So many forms of government. But the members, those drafting committee members have decided that India will follow democratic form of government. So to establish democracy in India was the second challenge, because everything was new for India. Everything, right? After independence, India was doing whatever they were doing by themselves only, right? There were no outsiders, there was no outside force. So they faced so many difficulties in this after independence. So the second challenge was to establish democracy, and India adopted a representative democracy based on the parliamentary form of government. I think I have discussed all these points with you in class 11 only. A representative democracy in a parliamentary form of government. Representative means when we give vote, we choose our representatives, right? And those representatives work for us. Those representatives take decision on behalf of the common people, for the well-being of the common people. And a parliamentary form of government means when the president is the nominal head and the prime minister is the real head. And we have two forms of government, that is a federal form of government, a center and the state. So this is called democracy, and this democracy, in order to establish this democracy, was a huge challenge. Okay. So, and the third one was the development and well-being of entire society. Now, because after independence, India was in poverty. People were in poverty, right? So the development of all is also one of the most important challenge for the government. So the third challenge was to ensure the development and well-being of the entire society. and not only of some section. Equality should be there. Every common people should have equality in order to have development. The rich, it's not that only the rich people will get certain rights and the poor people will not get any rights. That is not true. So equality, in order, they just follow the principle of equality. They just have to follow the principle of equality in order to have overall development and well-being of the common people. So these are the three challenges. What were the three challenges? First, to shape a nation, because we have diversity of people and we have to unite them as a one. Second, establish democracy. Second challenge was to establish democracy, and India has adopted a representative parliamentary form of government. And the third was the development and well-being of the common people. Okay, so now in this chapter we will discuss only about the first challenge, that is to shape a nation, how the nation has been established, how the nation got its shape. So we will discuss in this chapter only that portion, the only first challenge. But you have to remember all the three challenges. This is important. And the first challenge was to shape a nation. How the government shaped a nation. We will discuss that in this after this class. So there was a partition, right? So I want all of you to please go through the book, or you can watch any video, or you can Google, search in Google, do whatever you want to do, but please see and find facts about partition, what happened during partition, what result of partition, consequences of partition, and the outbreak of partition. Please go through that so that you will understand the this chapter, how this was a challenge for the government to shape a nation. Okay, so till then, take care. We will continue in our next class.